what's worse than Easter with judgmental relatives? Easter with a drunk, bitter aunt who still thinks she's in a high school popularity contest against a child. Yeah, welcome to my life. I didn't plan on making this public. I mean, it was just supposed to be another awkward Easter dinner. Another family gathering where I'd smile politely, choke down some ham, and maybe escape with minimal psychological damage. But something snapped this year. And Reddit? You helped me get through it. So grab some chocolate eggs, pour yourself a mimosa, or maybe don't if you're my aunt, and settle in for a tale that begins with playground betrayal and ends with a long overdue reckoning. Growing up, Easter was supposed to be magical. Pastels, candy, egg hunts, and family love. But for me, Easter was the one day a year I dreaded more than dentist appointments and math tests combined. Every year, my family would organize a sweet little egg hunt for me and my cousin. You'd think it would be a fun tradition. And it was for my cousin, but not for me. Because every year, my aunt, let's just call her Aunt Drunkle, would show up a few glasses too deep into whatever juice she kept in her purse and ruin everything. She'd stumble through the yard like some kind of deranged Easter witch, pointing out my eggs before I could even find them. Oh, look, there's one by the flower pot. She'd slur loudly, guiding her daughter away and making a show of spoiling the fun. But only for me, never her own daughter. Oh no, cousin got the golden treatment. And me? I'd end up sobbing every single time. Snot-nosed, crushed-hearted, utterly humiliated. And she'd laugh. I was a child. And she found my tears hilarious. Eventually, I stopped wanting to go. I'd fake stomach aches. I'd pretend I forgot. But my mom would encourage me to be brave, and honestly, she did her best. She stood up for me more than once. Still, one year, probably when I was around 9 or 10, my mom had enough. She canceled the egg hunts altogether, finally realizing they were less about joy and more about damage control. And that apparently was the moment I became public enemy number 1 in my aunt's twisted little world. To this day, and I'm 20 now, my aunt still blames me for ruining Easter. Seriously. She's convinced that I tattled on her all those years ago, told my mom she was drunk and spoiled the tradition. Let me remind you, I didn't even know what drunk meant back then. I just thought she was cruel, but in her mind, it's all my fault. The loss of egg hunts, her hurt reputation, the fact that people started noticing she wasn't just eccentric but belligerent. She pinned it all on me. Every single Easter since, she makes a point to bring it up, loudly, at the dinner table, like some bizarre annual roast of her autistic niece who dared to cry as a child. I've tried ignoring it. I've tried subtle clapbacks. I've even tried to stay polite, for my mom's sake, mostly. But this year I was done. Part 3, the night before. Reddit to the rescue. The night before Easter, I couldn't sleep. I was tossing and turning, replaying imaginary arguments in my head. You know the kind? Where you deliver the perfect line and walk away victorious while the room erupts in applause? Yeah, except in real life, I freeze up, and she thrives on that. So I did what any emotionally exhausted, sleep-deprived millennial would do. I turned to Reddit. I poured my soul into a post, asking for help, for comebacks, clapbacks, anything. To shut this woman down once and for all. I wasn't expecting much. Maybe a few witty one-liners, maybe some moral support. What I got was a battalion. Thousands of strangers came to my defense, with advice, encouragement, savage responses, and the collective rage of the internet aimed squarely at Aunt Drunkle. And it lit a fire in me. I felt seen. I felt validated. I felt ready. Armed with sleep deprivation and a plastic Easter egg filled with Fireball whiskey. Poetic, right? I walked into dinner like a woman on a mission. I had my lines prepared. My inner monologue was rehearsed. If she even breathes about the egg hunt, I'll say, "Oh, it's Easter? Shouldn't you be bullying children somewhere?" Or, better yet, hand her the Fireball egg with a smirk and say, "Figured I'd save you the trouble of sneaking this in." But the weirdest thing happened. She didn't say a word. Not one jab, not one snide comment. Just awkward silence and tight-lipped smiles. I was confused, suspicious, maybe even disappointed. until my other aunt, the cool one, pulled me aside after dinner. Part 5, the showdown I didn't even attend. Turns out, my post went viral, and not just with strangers. My other aunt, apparently a Reddit lurker and podcast listener, found it. She recognized the story instantly, read the post, and brought it to the entire family. While I was still sleeping off my anxiety, my aunt held an intervention. They confronted Aunt Drunkle before I even arrived. They read the comments out loud, to her face. When she tried to deny it, they kept reading. They held up a mirror to her behavior. And for once, she had no snide remark to hide behind. I missed the whole thing. The showdown I'd been bracing for never even happened, because someone else finally stood up for me. When she did try to throw a random dig later, something about how I supposedly tried to steal my cousin's Easter basket once, my family pounced. No, they said. That was your daughter who did that. Then came the final blow. Why are you always so bitchy? Mic dropped. Aunt Drunkle stormed out, humiliated. And me? I finally exhaled. Later, my family apologized. They said they didn't realize how bad it was, that they were sorry they hadn't done something sooner, and honestly, I believe them. Because when you're the weird kid, the autistic kid, the emotional kid, the sensitive one, people often dismiss your pain. They call you dramatic. They say, ignore her. They tell you to just let it go. But pain doesn't disappear just because someone else is comfortable with your silence. And for once, my voice, amplified by Reddit, made a difference. So to everyone who commented, messaged, or upvoted, thank you. You didn't just give me comebacks, you gave me closure. Final thoughts. Outro with a punch. Easter used to be the day I dreaded most. Now, it's the day I learned that even decades-old wounds can start to heal when people actually listen. And if you've got a toxic relative who thinks tradition gives them a license to torment you, remember this: you don't have to take it. You're not weak for feeling hurt, and you're never alone. So next year, if she tries anything again, I've still got that fireball egg, just in case. Ever had a family member who ruined holidays? For you, tell me your stories in the comments, and let's roast Aunt Drunkle together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to know they're not alone at the dinner table. Until next time, stay strong, stay sassy, and maybe skip the egg hunt.
Thanks for listening to The Redditor's World. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for weekly voiceovers from the wild, weird, and unbelievable corners of Reddit. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a chilling tale or jaw-dropping confession. Got a subreddit or story suggestion? Drop it in the comments. We're always listening. Share this video with fellow Reddit lovers, because the internet's most unbelievable stories deserve to be heard. Until next time, this is the Redditor's World, where Reddit stories come to life. Stay curious, stay safe, and let's not meet.